Hey, I'm Jenson Titus.
Hey, I'm Nick Shepard.
And this is Art to Me.
This is a podcast where we talk about what was art to us in every given week.
And we can do that because we want to.
We've got mouths and hearts and eyes.
Because these days, anyone can start a podcast. And you know what? I've started to bleep out our curse words, but I find it fun now. Remember when you were like, you're going to have to bleep
is a
all
lot
these out.
better than a curse word.
Yeah.
A bleep is really, this could end up being an art to me. A bleep, the power that it has as being like, there's a curse here, but we're not saying which one.
Yeah.
Is as a kid, that was so exciting to me.
Oh, yeah. You get to really imagine.
Watching like Flavor of Love or something, and there would be a fight that suddenly just descends into bleeps, was like my heart would pound so hard.
Nick, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who is this?
What?
Sorry, can I just talk to you real quick?
Yeah, you said, who is this?
Who is that guy?
The guy sitting next to us?
Yeah, that guy right there.
I thought you invited him.
I just thought, okay. We should
You don't know this person?
I don't know that.
And we're both kind of just assuming the gender.
Yeah. Damn it.
Can you enlighten me, please?
We have a guest today, and you hear them speaking now.
Or you see them if you're watching on video. They, them.
This is Leland.
Wait, okay, so why don't you say out loud what your pronouns are? Just to clear the air.
Do I have to decide now?
You have
yeah.
to choose. It's the first segment.
Yeah. He, him.
Beautiful.
Okay. And I'm also he, him. I don't think we ever went through this.
We haven't done it with any other guests or even ourselves.
Yeah, we've never
But
revealed
because
our
it
genders.
became
So I'm the
such
first
gendered
unproblematic
person.
episode,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Take down everything
absolutely.
else. Take it all down.
I'll bleep all this out. It'll be constant.
You're going to bleep out all prior episodes.
when
the
you,
whole episode.
When you
An
say your
hour
gender,
of a beep.
it's going to go bleep, bleep.
That's kind of
my pronouns are.
amazing. I wish I could do a perfect bleep
Over
with my mouth.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even see the vowels.
It gets really
Exactly.
pixelated. We also mysteriously pixelate your crotch the whole episode.
Yeah, it's like what happened? Was
It's
something-
as
was
if we
something
pixelate it
hanging
as
out?
if your dick was hanging out of your shorts the whole episode.
Any gesture, I'll just randomly, yeah.
I do have, just to jump in, I have a bleeping story.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So I asked Troy Sivan one time to be on RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under with me, and this was, I think, during COVID, so we were filming it remotely, where we just popped into the workroom digitally on the screens, said hi to the queens, talked about writing, and he and I wrote this bit that we thought would be really funny, centered around bleeping. Okay, so I was like, let's just go back and forth, where we say like, hey queens, it's the girl group challenge. Troy and I have worked together for a long time. We've written songs about boys, love, flowers, and I said flowers, and then Troy said, yeah, and also getting like hard in the ass like a bareback bottom pig bottom bitch. And we were like, how funny would it be if they bleeped all of that out?
Yeah.
If they bleeped all of it out, so you just hear like every other word, or you just hear the word bottom.
Yeah, of course.
We were like, it would be so funny. And so we filmed the whole thing. It airs, and nothing
They
is
didn't
bleeped.
bleep it. And they didn't
That's amazing.
And then Troy was like, I have to make the song Rush. Because this is my brand now.
And did it sort of suck the comedy out of it for us to hear the words?
The shock wave that went across Australia and New Zealand when it just aired, and everyone was just and I
know so many weirdos were joinking off to that for
Totally.
days and
Ripping
days
it.
and days.
and
Googling.
I can't remember if it was a text or a call where Troy was like, it wasn't bleeped. And I was like,
no.
That's-
my
I recently
God.
was
But now we
listening
love it.
to a friend's podcast, which it's since changed, and I won't say what podcast it is, but they are talking specifically about a specific person in LA who's very creepy and who they like have seen do a lot of creepy things, and they say their name and they go, but we're going to bleep it. And I listened to the episode. It's like 10 a.m. It comes out at like 9:30. And I fully hear their name. You hear like a bunch of other people's names. So they're like, I heard this person had that happen too. None of it is bleeped. And I like immediately
What
called them. I was like,
happened?
this is not bleeped, right? And they were like, I have to call the person who's supposed to edit it. And then they were like, cool, a new version has been uploaded. But anyone who listened to the podcast in the first like
The
hour of it
30-minute
being out,
window.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got a
Do they have a lot of
skinny-
followers? Or like a lot of people who listen to that pod?
Many people listen to the pod.
Oh, so people heard that for sure.
So I'm going to need to know
We'll
I wanna know.
offline about it.
Yeah, I wanna know
Totally.
names.
On the
I
break.
have to know
Yeah.
the person. I then like looked them up on Instagram, and they are a person that like I assuming people know. I've since forgotten who they are
Got it.
and couldn't tell you the person.
Wow.
But I can
Oh.
tell you the podcast and what.
Well, first commercial break of this, because there's 7 or 8, we'll call the friend that you called.
Totally.
Because I need to know the name.
Whoa.
And we'll have that. We'll still be recording. It'll be as a commercial.
I know. I want. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
we'll say that we'll bleep it, but
We
we
won't.
won't.
We should do our commercials this episode.
Yes, we've always. We'll do some commercials.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing some
I'd love
commercials.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Cool. Well, okay, so the show's art to me.
Yes, and something that we don't do, regardless of the guest so far, is talk at all about you or what's going on with you, how we know you. Not important.
I can't promote anything.
Will bleep that.
Yeah.
Even the word
We're
promote.
like, what do you have coming up? And you're like, I have some amazing stuff. Bleep.
All of this is being bleeped right now. All of this. Every word of it. All of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Till now.
Yeah,
Now I'm
sorry.
done promoting.
Yeah, wow. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing, and people should check that out. Well, I mean, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a
I
while.
know it's been too long.
I've seen
I
too
do
much
have
of
a
you
little
recently.
birthday. It's the tiny. It's just more of a gesture.
This is
There's nothing in
So-
there.
It's the bag.
There's,
but
it's
I
like
go-
a,
I go-
But it's a
I
little
go-
like
it's a Jack in
birthday
the Box,
themed.
but it flips you off.
I go. He just farted in this bag. That's what this is.
No, and it's vegan, but it's got sprinkles. It's a little like birthday
you
themed.
really haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, it was the only option.
Oh my god! So yesterday was my birthday, and last night I made gluten-free lasagna, and then my friend at the end of the night goes, "Oh my god, it was so good! What meat substitute did you use?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, like it was just so. How did you get it to taste like that?" And I was like, "Did?" And Oren, our producer, goes, "I knew as soon as you said gluten-free, people were gonna think vegan."
Wow.
And I was like,
They're
"That
so
was pork.
different.
That was guanciale." But I was like, it's from McCall's. It's like it's from like a local farm. If that makes you feel any better. And it
McCall's
did.
guanciale.
I was like, is that the name?
Jenson?
McCall's
McCall's
guanciale.
Guanciale. I can't even say it.
I'm gonna show this to the
Yeah.
people.
Please,
out
haul,
here.
birthday haul.
And then for those listening,
Stop, censor that, pixelate that. My mom listens.
she's gonna love this part.
For those who don't get the visual component of the podcast, Leland, will you say what
I
you
have
did?
no screens at home. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, will you tell the
Okay.
viewers
What's going
or
on?
the
What
listeners
Jenson
what I did
physically
just
said?
now?
Yes. So you put the microphone up to the donut hole,
As
if you will,
could hear it.
and you can if you're quiet enough.
That's not bad.
So what was the reaction when you said that there was meat in the lasagna?
Guanciale.
They were like, I think there was like a processing of like, okay, I had pork, and then I did tell
Will
them,
you name names?
Cameron Farmer.
We'll-
And
we'll bleep that.
gasp.
I don't want to interrupt. The moment Cameron arrived to your party,
Mhm.
they came around the corner to walk inside the house,
Yeah.
and only George and I saw them run into the screen. Full force from the outside. It was so funny. Sorry.
Oren also saw it.
continue. Three of us saw it.
I want to make sure everyone heard that and knows
Totally.
that. I love Cameron. And so they were disappointed, but then when I told them it was from McCall's guanciale, that's really hard.
Ladies
to
and gentlemen,
say.
bringing to the stage Mikal's guanciale.
And that was my birthday. It'll be characterized by that, and then a possum came by right at the end of the night and
I
looked
saw
at
the
us.
possum pics.
Wow. And
And
blessed you guys? Or
Yeah,
what?
apparently it's like a really good omen.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of like what? Go ahead.
I never am thinking of omens as good. So
Can
often we're
omens
hearing
be
about
good?
them as
Yeah.
bad. Yes,
good
they can.
omens. There's bad omens.
There was a
Yeah.
show called Good Omens.
There's silly omens.
There's salted omens,
Sex.
Salted omens. Chocolate covered
covered
omens.
omens. Totally. Omen raisin
It
M&Ms.
takes a lot of water to make an omen.
Go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Omens get stuck in my teeth.
California omens.
Oh,
Well, that was a great pod.
That was a great bit.
period.
Let's do one art to me before we take a commercial break.
Okay, and I really wanted to say this during the episode you're here because we didn't even talk about this, but it happened when we were together.
DragCon?
No, before, but kind of that
Oh.
weekend. One of my art to me's this week is mixing up your words on accident.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. I know what this story is.
And I told Jensen about it, but I want us all to talk about it together because you and I didn't unpack it. So we went to Shea Coulee's Love Ball, and Lux Noir London did an amazing performance and then got onto a microphone. So often, like, a queen will do a performance, and then they got brought out a mic and they talk a little bit. And before Lux started talking, the first thing she said was, "Los Angeles, let me make you hear some noise."
Not
hear some
intentionally,
noise.
you know, like that is some of the best stuff that can happen.
Is
Agreed.
so funny.
Yeah, I love that.
Let me make you hear some noise.
There's something so special about
That's really amazing.
what that actually means.
I think also too, right now when Nick said it in the room, when Nick called me and told me the story, I was laughing and laughing and laughing.
For a long time.
And so I think for Nick now to tell the story into the room and for it to sort of hit tepidly.
It was hard for me.
I witnessed that. You know,
Yeah.
I had to be here for that.
I feel like there's an art to telling a joke that you found funny in the moment that does not translate.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
When you have to do the like you had to be there sort of thing.
Up until now, I was so of the opinion that I was like, you didn't have to be there.
And
when I say it, it's going to go awesome.
sometimes the "you had to be there" makes it worse.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost then that part makes me angry. You know what I mean?
because you weren't
Like
invited.
I didn't find it fun. Well, now I realize.
Well, no, I didn't think
well,
about
no,
that.
but the thing is, I was there.
You were there. And
What was I
somehow
doing?
it's still, even if you were there.
I
maybe
actually was there.
Do you think
Oh,
maybe
you
it's
were
a
there.
But I
you?
think I was there.
Do you think it's
Hang
a
on.
you had to not be there?
I think you had to not.
It was so funny. You had to not be there.
You
But
had to not be there.
It was loud.
Yeah,
So like, I think I might have just missed it
totally.
because I have video. I might even have this on video this
I
moment.
hope so because I wrote it in a note on my phone immediately.
Wow.
Out of my mind until I was like going through my notes app shortly before a call with Jensen.
Hmm.
Told him he
Daily.
was basically on the ground.
our check-in.
We had our daily notes app check-in. I said, "What do you got for me this week?" For our daily check-in, I said, "What do you got for me this week?"
I'm like,
Same question every day.
Guanciale.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, great.
Great.
Every day.
Great.
You're like, that
Talk
was
to you tomorrow.
The past 5 days.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess you had to not be there.
Wow.
I guess you had to not be
I do
there.
love that. One of our mutual friends will say things like, I'm like, "How are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just coming up from air." and I just stop him in the moment. I'm like, that is such a gift.
That's a gift. One of
Like,
my
that
favorites.
is a
Love
gift.
people like that.
Coming
my,
up from air.
My
I'm
friend
obsessed.
in high school kept saying, she would come up to me and she would describe something as pitch white. And I...
Is this the same friend that did Girls Just Want to Have Lunch?
Yes, yeah, my same friend who, literally, like, my dearest friend from high school, like 9th grade, is that, like,
Yeah.
this gift.
Yeah. Yes.
Something's pitch white.
It's perfect.
And I had to,
That's perfect.
I was like,
One of my favorites is Lil Mama on America's Next Best Dance Crew.
yeah.
Says, "You always cease to amaze me." That's a really good one.
That's so good.
Oh,
His speaking
God.
is so fabulous.
Yeah, I love it.
Why don't we take a little break and then we'll come back and do some more art to
I'm going to be
me's.
recovering from the first part of
You
this
should.
art
And
to
then
me.
before we cut, let's do a little commercial.
Okay.
What are
Right.
you promoting?
I want to
We're
take
gonna
a moment
yeah.
to talk about circumcision. It's one of the best things you can have your doctor do for you.
Yeah.
It's easy. The recovery time is short. You're never too old.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an amazing offer for you. It's that this week you can get circumcised
3
for
times in a row.
3 times for the price of 1 time.
Yeah.
Using our code Jenson.
Torn it up.
Toward it up.
And don't spell it out.
No.
No.
Sound it out.
Just keep trying it as you type it in.
Toward it up.
I had an ex that got circumcised later in life because it was
Too tight.
It was too tight, and it got caught in the zipper of his jeans one time.
Whoa! Actually, it being too tight I would assume it would protect you from it getting
Yeah.
caught in the zipper.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and so I think the code is denim.
You can either use toward up or you can use denim.
Denim. They both work.
Wow, death by zipper. Okay, so let's dive in and do another art to me. Leland, do you have one? I can also go. How do you feel?
I mean, hopefully this is one that we can all, that's affecting everyone that we're all seeing. But I just feel like because the Olympics are on right now,
Yeah.
floor routines.
Oh,
Floor routines
Wow.
are art to me. Everything from Is it grammatically? Is that right?
No, here's the thing though. Our producer Oren is a fanatic. Like,
Gymnast fanatic.
do not get them started. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing
It's
you're bringing this up
emotional for
because
them.
I can sense
Yeah.
how
the energy
much-
in here.
I'm
changed.
almost wanting
Yeah.
Oren to come and sit here for a little bit and talk to you about this.
Instead of me.
no,
I can
no,
get it.
no,
We trade.
no, talk to you.
I'll hold the
Instead
yeah,
of
I can hold the
us.
laptop. yeah.
No, because this is like a big deal.
But almost, but not enough to make it happen.
I'll do it. Should we do it?
I'll chime in if I need to.
Okay.
Okay.
The Olympics should only be gymnastics, and gymnastics should
Literally.
only be floor routine.
I really like ski
Literally.
luge. Those are
Yeah.
the only two that I like.
I had you, then I lost you. The Olympics should only be gymnastics, and gymnastics should only be floor routine.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
got it.
Listen.
Lost him.
Something about a man doing pommel horse is very erotic. to me.
Agreed.
Oh, the thing is that I forgot that we had a men's team.
It's been hard for me to forget.
I'm not, and that's not like I'm not saying that there's
because you
anything
men shouldn't
about
do
them.
gymnastics, right?
Well, yeah, because that's gay.
Yeah. Yep.
You can say
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm so excited to bleep out all this stuff. This is gonna be fun. No,
McCall
because
guanciale.
But there will be subtitles of the words we're bleeping out.
Yeah.
For sure. AI, they'll do it.
They'll do it.
They'll do it.
It's good AI on the case.
No, because I didn't care too much until I met Oren about gymnastics, and
What?
then I started going to the gymnastics gym with them, and then this gymnastics, they were like, I'm waking up and I'm watching the team like finals
All around.
and I was like, oh, we just kind of like started live texting, and it was amazing.
Electric.
To have somebody who's such a like knows everything.
And this year in particular is supposed to be pretty major.
But listen, I can hear Oren's thoughts right now. Like
Simone Biles flies through
it's
the air.
crazy.
Flies through the air. You know, I realized a new potential passion or a potential obsession. I'd love to choreograph the in-between bits. In between
The
them,
moves?
the moves. I'd love to be the choreographer just for that, and then let someone else choreograph, like them running and doing the flips and all
There
that. But
should-
the in between,
There should be more narrative storytelling.
that's a lot of
done
real
through
estate
movement.
to play with.
Yeah.
And I think that I could help tell a story.
Yes.
And it also seems it's kind of like
it's
anything goes.
There's a
Like-
lot of no one has looked at it yet. You
Yeah.
know what
it
I mean?
should be justifying the flip.
It's
right?
underrated.
Like we have.
what
Oren's-
story do we
hold
tell
on.
with-
Yes.
Oren is reaching for the mic, so I do have to give it to them.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you'd actually be shocked to learn that they all do have a story they're telling. You just can't tell what it is, but they all are like, nuclear war has happened and I'm the last girl on earth and I'm slaying the dragons and like all
I
of
just
them.
wrote that script.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
That's okay. All right.
But yeah,
well, that's
and
2
some-
years down the drain. But yeah.
Some girls from other countries where like the artistry is more like emphasized, like you kind of can tell that something's going on, but
Yeah.
like Simone's floor routine, it does have a story.
I want that story to be made so explicit.
Yes.
I want
Favorite-
her dressed as like a dragon slayer. I want her in post-apocalyptic garb.
They're actually not allowed to like dress up anymore
That's
to
a
like tell the
problem.
story because this one lady like put cat's makeup on and she was like serving like a cat story and the FIG was like, you cannot do that
It's
anymore.
FAG, but
Oh
yes.
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. But yes. But yeah, FIG.
The single
FAG
There's one fact who said you cannot do that.
No.
You would think it would not be
Wow.
the who said that.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, I would love to choreograph
Same.
the in between bits.
Same.
I want to know what makes them jump, right? Like, does the in-between bit show me, like, I'm scared and so I have to flip out of
Yes.
it?
Oh,
yeah.
I
You know what?
see.
Or, like, my lover is there and I have to show what
Or
I've
this
got.
is my inner
Oh.
child. This is my inner child.
My
Yes.
favorite part
Yeah.
of Simone. Do y'all remember this part of Simone's floor routine? I think she goes like this. I think she goes.
I knew exactly you were going to do that. And it's with the beat because
Yes.
it's are you ready for no it's the first part of her routine is a Taylor Swift
Are you ready
instrumental.
for
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I think it's are you ready for it, right? And then it goes into something else. But yeah, she
That's my
hits
favorite.
right
So-
on bop,
Boom,
bop,
bum,
bop.
bum.
And
Did
I'm
you
like, yes.
watch Jamae Private School Girl when she does the
Yes.
modern dance?
course.
It's so that.
in the blanket and everything? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So that. I feel like floor routine is a broader category than we're even considering. Like, I don't think the Olympics is just floor routine. I think sex is floor routine. I think, like, just the first couple years of your life are floor routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I
Before
can
you
get
can
into
get
that.
up off the floor.
I tried to pitch a game the other night that was like, because we were watching gymnastics, and I was like, we should all just right now take turns, pick a song, and do a floor routine. And then I don't know, ended up playing Monopoly, which I love.
But it sounds
it's
like
not
a
I know this is-
really big.
But I
missed opportunity
imagine-
for a fun
imagine-
game.
It seems like your friends are giving kind of FAG energy, being like, no,
Yeah.
we're not going to do the creative one. Let's
Well,
do the one with all the rules.
Exactly. Well, it feels like an extension of Red Blanket, which I believe you
Yes.
guys
I didn't
brought.
invent, but
you
Mike
brought-
Liebenson.
Yes.
it is.
But
one
yeah,
of
just
the best
floor,
games.
using the space.
improvising, be silly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
as adults to be silly.
Exactly.
It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And with people, when it's not like about being funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ultimately, it is funny, but it's about actually being really good at that thing.
Yes.
Like to
Trying.
take the floor routine really seriously is so funny.
Exact. I think. Yeah, because I feel like I hear a mantra all the time of like, don't take life too serious. But I think there's a lot of comedy in taking something like that very serious.
I would want to
Yeah.
have a lot of falls in mine,
I want to.
and to watch me kind of push through it.
Yeah.
I want to do the
Persevere.
thing where you fall back against the wall and slide down it with your head in your hands.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. What would our story for your floor routine? My floor routine story would be if I was hooking up with someone and we were living in Pompeii when the volcano explodes.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're in the middle of a hookup,
Of course.
and then you hear it, and you see it, and then it's the
And it's
escape.
in a not, is it a, like a stranger hookup, right? It's off the apps.
I'm married. Hello, in this narrative.
It's
in
a
this
so it's a hookup with your husband,
Yeah.
wife,
Wife. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. Hello.
Wow.
your husband, wife.
FAG energy.
Yes.
FAG
yeah.
energy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my story, and it's like, you know, you're going to die, and so, what do? You escape, or do you just keep hooking up?
I'm surprised you haven't written a song from the perspective.
I have. You've heard Rush.
Oh,
That's
The
the
singer
feeling of the
of
rush,
Rush.
is the volcano.
the character not
Don't
Troy,
put words in my mouth, but yeah.
but
Wait, where are you going?
the character delivering Rush is in Pompeii,
Yes.
and it's the last moments before the lava comes,
Yes.
and they are aware.
Well, it's the blast, not the lava. Not to get details or whatever, but like split hairs.
and
But
then
yeah,
there was like a
it's the-
noxious gas, right?
It's the
There's
glass.
like-
The
Is
gas
there going to be a
cloud.
jukebox musical for the album that all takes place in Pompeii?
Yes.
wow. That's
Wow.
kind of
Pompeii the
amazing.
musical.
Yeah, but it's all songs from Something to Give Each Other.
That's
Right,
honest. Wait,
right.
I actually love this. Like, because then you drop into like a really menial day that becomes very important,
Yeah.
and that would be funny. And it's far back enough to where somebody goes, don't touch that material.
You know, the
soon.
gay stuff is kind of
Too
canon
soon.
for the
Touch that
culture.
material.
Yeah.
All the gay
Yeah.
stuff is what?
Canon for the culture.
I thought I heard so many different things when you spoke.
You killed
I'm
it.
glad you
I
said
loved
that.
the alliteration of like canon for the
Canon
culture.
for the culture.
Yeah.
Totally. Gents, art to me, maybe?
My floor routine would
Yeah.
be
Oh,
about
yeah,
What's
sorry,
your story? What's
sorry,
your
sorry.
story? What's your story?
My floor routine would be about like a gardener who finds like in his squash patch like a portal that goes into a place where he can see his daughter who had passed during a really bad storm.
The storm is on the other side of the portal.
The storm, yeah, it's that moment in time, and he can save her, or he can choose actually to reflect for a moment. He realizes my life is better now
With her
without
dead.
you, but I do love you. And so, CG said you're dark. No,
So he has the option. In this story, he has the option to save his daughter, and he says no.
yeah, and it's about like that kind of person.
Oh, it's about that kind of person.
Yeah,
His bitch daughter. That's what you mean, right?
yeah, and
It's
then
kind of an anti-woman gymnastics
No,
routine.
and if you
It's an
see-
anti-woman women's gymnastics routine.
well, actually, and
'Cause
then
we're
what
all
you
performing
see-
these floor routines in women's gymnastics.
Of course.
And then what you see is that she would have been a serial killer if she had stayed.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Ooh, so a
that's
little
you see
like
that girl?
a little like Minority Report.
a little bit like Minority Report.
What's the plot of Minority Report?
Couldn't tell
Take
you.
as long as you need.
There's these precogs that can see crime, before it happens.
Yeah.
So then you get arrested before you commit the crime.
I almost said Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Such a good, one of the best.
It's really good.
One of the best.
Tom Cruise,
really
one of
good.
the best, or
Yeah.
the movie, one of the best.
All of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I love that.
Thank you. Thank you, CG. CG said I was dark energy.
Well, I would love to see you. Okay, here's step 2.
Yeah.
Is we actually do have to do these at some point.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah. All right.
Of course.
That'll be our bonus content.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.
All right, Nick. what's
My
your
floor routine. It is the pilot of Grey's Anatomy. I start as Shonda, God, and then I play each of the characters.
I want everyone
It's
to be-
about
yeah.
45
Yeah.
minutes.
Every actor.
It's the episode.
It's
the
to
audio of the episode.
Yeah.
Everyone is played by one actor that you are. So all the characters are
So
played by
one
one
man,
actor.
one gymnast.
Whoever that is, but who's the actor that you're casting that you're going to be bringing through?
I'm doing the gymnast as an actor playing all
Yes.
the roles in Grey's Anatomy.
Yes. Who's that actor that you're choosing to play all those roles?
Marsha P. Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like you need to do this at World Pride.
Yes. World Pride 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that thing in Europe where they do Eurovision? Sounds like you need to do this at
Yes.
Eurovision.
Totally.
I think
I
that would
don't
go over
sing,
really
it
well.
is of gymnast. It's a gymnastics routine.
I know what it is. Do it at Eurovision.
I'm going to do it on the X Factor. It's going to be one episode. It's Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Is Grey's Anatomy, was that on the same, or is it on the same network that they do the X Factor?
I was not prepared for these hard-hitting questions.
I always thought this wouldn't be an interview. Sorry.
I love those scenes. Okay, I'll throw in an art to me that just came to me right now.
Yeah.
Those scenes in movies where, or actually in real life, when somebody starts doing like a gotcha interview for somebody,
Mhm.
that is such a crazy thing.
Can you give me an example?
It happened like
Jinx.
I just watched. I mean, honestly, The Jinx is a good one. But I think when it's somebody who you're like, oh, that was f***ed up. Oh, I watched. This was not real, but it was in the movie Fly Me to the Moon, which our friend Anna Garcia is in, and she's
Oh.
amazing in it. And there's
What
The-
kind of gymnast routine does she do?
she does like one
If you
that's
say
kind of
she's so
about
amazing.
about Florida. It's about Florida's space program. And so basically,
Florida's anti-trans space program.
let's go. Let's move on. I can't
Hang
get
on,
a,
my dad.
I can't get a GD word out.
You gonna bleep that?
My dad works for NASA, so he doesn't.
Oh,
He doesn't.
that was a very like, what was that Kristen Wiig character? Well, my dad actually works for NASA.
That's
That Penelope.
right.
Oh, I
Aw.
love her. Aww.
That was a good time.
She's alive.
I do want to
She
see
was
Fly
alive.
Me to the Moon. I do want to see it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
we
good.
keep dating because the podcast we're recording probably about 2 months before the episode comes
Yeah.
out, and we keep talking about movies that are just about to come out or just came out, and
Let
then
me
by the time the
think
listener,
ahead. Wicked.
Wicked was so
Wicked.
good.
excited for
Well,
to
Wicked-
talk more about Wicked.
Yeah, because it's either out or coming out very
Yes.
soon.
That's true.
and
Yeah.
either way that it is, I'm happy,
Yeah.
and I like what I saw or am about to see
Yep.
a lot.
Anyway, you slice.
And I
Yeah.
love the songs.
I love the
Can already tell you I
songs.
love the songs.
I'm excited. I'm interested that they're making it into 2 movies.
Yes,
That's like throwing me a little bit, but otherwise,
I'm
I went
liking-
somewhere. I really went somewhere with that.
There's a visual landscape that feels kind of like in the Harry Potter movie where the kids from the other schools come.
Yeah.
That's how it's. There's that.
I cannot wait. It all looks amazing.
That's how it's. There's that, and it's happening.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a real art to me.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Something that was art to me and has been art to me since I was young is the song "Pass That Dutch" by Missy Elliott.
Totally.
That is one of the best songs ever made. The most incredible.
It's one of the
beat.
best parts of Mean Girls, which has a lot of great parts.
Wow.
That's true.
Is that
and-
the walk?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the part where Past That Duchess.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! When I was
Good. Give it.
12, I was choreographing a lot to that song in my garage.
Yeah.
So
So your garage
No
was your
questions.
dance studio?
no question.
I was doing a lot of choreographing to the
Yeah,
Lizzie McGuire
absolutely.
movie soundtrack.
and then
I did a lot of choreographing in my room to the Lizzie McGuire soundtrack.
well, that
Mm.
was what
Mm.
you know. What I'll say is I was in there, like
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Simone
I would-
Biles.
yeah.
She
And-
got it from you.
And I would, yeah, she gets everything from me.
Her mother.
Famous Olympic swimmer Simone Biles. Call
Swimmer?
back. Remember that?
Swimmer.
Episode 2, maybe.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
I
It's a joke,
forgot.
and what I'll do is I'll cut to it now.
Amazing.
All right, cool. But no, and I would be in there like choreographing a lot specifically to that song, and then when I came out, my mom had the nerve to say I had no idea.
That happened with my mom. She was like, I'm so surprised. I was watching Mary-Kate and Ashley movies all the time. I was showing her my little dances every day. And she had the nerve to be gooped.
Can I put up the photo of you in the top hat and the cane?
Totally.
I love
This
that
is
photo.
my senior
I
photo.
love that photo.
And for her to go, what?
I just did a photo shoot with Jacob Ritz
Yeah.
in a couple drag looks. And there's one of me in a look that has a hat, that has a
my God, I
magnifying glass
can't wait.
attached to. And in retrospect, I realized
It was an homage.
that I did the exact pose.
Wow.
But as a beautiful woman.
Wow.
Oh my God. There's something really funny about being that young, because I remember being like 12 or 13 and we were visiting my grandma in Indiana, and it's that out of breath from, because I was choreographing the entire Oops, I Did It Again album from start to finish, and I would do each song about like 3 times. But it's that out of breath that comes from being so gay. and then like someone comes into the room, the living room, and you're like and having to explain, like, they're like, why are you sweating and out of breath? It's just you in here.
We have a
in
different
AC.
respiratory system.
It's
Yeah.
why gay
do.
events are so balmy and muggy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, can you keep That was originally recorded by, if I'm not mistaken,
F.A.G. Schwartz.
you.
Yes.
Pseudonym F.A.G. Schwartz.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good song.
But yeah, it is a great song.
Also takes place in
yeah.
Pompeii.
And it really defined me. I also think Missy is like truly one of the most incredible artists out there.
Absolutely.
Like, and just went on tour.
Visually, sonically,
Yes.
songwriting, everything.
And holds up. Like, really, like, all of the music is still such, they're such bangers. Like, today, every time I listen
Yeah.
to them,
Totally.
yeah,
she's
timeless.
so good.
What song do we have in our pitch? The Missy Elliott song?
What do we do?
Music Make You Lose Control.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Lose
good.
control.
And that chapter with her and Sierra was really
yeah.
special. Just like amazing.
Some people come into our lives for a season. Some people come into our lives for a reason.
Wow.
There's more,
Some people
but
come
I was-
into
yeah.
our
None of my
lives
business.
for a reason.
Wicked song, Avenue Q voice. Wait.
Whoa.
We have a story.
Yeah.
When Jensen and I first moved to West Hollywood and we were dating and living together,
I
if
had
you
an
can believe it,
audition.
Jensen went out to his car for like an hour and a half maybe and came back in, and we kind of had the beginning of our day, and then we had to go drive somewhere, like a clown class or something we were taking, and we get in the car.
And
Jensen plugs in his phone for directions.
but my car, whenever it would do a thing sometimes where when I connect to the Bluetooth, it would just start playing certain songs from, like, it was either Apple Music or like just like voice notes for some reason. It would just start playing audio.
And so what happened was he started the car, and it started playing him as well as he possibly could, singing "What Do You Do With a BA in English" from Avenue Q. And he, like a madman, tried to stop it, to like get the sound
Wreck the
off, and it
car.
just made
Wreck
it
the-
start over again. And it was maybe 5 minutes of us not being able to get him singing "What Do You Do With a BA in English"
you do? What do you do?
as like
I'm
well as he
panicking.
possibly could.
I'm panicking.
And Jensen is like smashing buttons to try to get it to stop. It was so funny.
Singing is the most vulnerable thing you could ever do.
Absolutely.
I'll do anything on stage. As soon as I start singing, all of my confidence I've built up over the years instantly vanishes.
I went to school for musical theater and did so much public singing where it's all like, let's everyone watch
and
me.
you got arrested for that.
Of course.
yeah, public singing.
It was I went in the Footloose town. There was an underground BFA program in the town from Footloose.
An underground FAG program.
FAG program. Yeah. FAG Schwartz was the headmaster. What kind of master? Anyways, when I look back at the times that I had to like stand in front of my class and sing as well as I possibly could, and they all had to like think about how well they thought I was doing. That was just like the assignment. It feels emotionally as if what I had been doing back then was coming up in front of the class, bending over, and spreading my butthole open to them. Like that is the like emotional feeling.
Completely. I had a class in college, commercial seminar, and classical seminar where we would have to stand in front of 10 to 15 other students and our teacher and sing with just a piano or a guitar accompanying. That is about as like stripped and raw and exposed as you can be. And I'm like, well, my voice sounds great if it's layered 3 times and it's mixed and all those things. You know? But to try to, I guess, can show people that I'm a good singer through songs that were like that I hadn't written for myself, you know, things like that. It is terrifying.
Spooky.
If you had to like,
absolutely terrifying.
So Nick's experience of singing like that is bending over, spreading, showing, like pulling
The
apart
inside
the
of my
whole.
butt.
Yeah.
What would you say like that? How would you put that, personify it? You know, that experience of you singing. How does it make you feel?
I would say maybe it would be the equivalent of before I was ready to come out, having to scream on a microphone, "I'm gay." Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of like
Wow.
Totally.
terrifying. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, it's time to go to break.
Yeah.
I want to do one. For me, it's whenever I start singing, I feel like what I'm opening my mouth and I'm telling people like, you're not gonna like me because I don't have anything to offer you, and you know that, but I'm trying to fake it for you right now.
Floor routine.
Yeah,
That's a floor routine. Floor
Your
routine.
floor routine should be spoken word. Okay, and now we're going
like
to break.
I'm speaking, or it's just over
Jenson,
the.
Oren is insisting we go to break, and I've tried to do it a
Oh,
couple
I'm
times
sorry.
now.
I didn't know. All right, we're back
That's
after
true.
our break. That does nothing happens in that break.
Can't argue with that.
It just cuts right back to us. But
Exactly.
soon we're gonna be getting paid.
Well, this is going to air months from when we recorded it, so it could be the case that we have been offered and obliged a company to advertise for them in that
Yeah.
interim
I
segment.
hope so.
And we love them.
We love
we
them.
love those.
Use
people.
them.
We're like, Lockheed Martin is making some of the best missiles that you could possibly have, and they're doing God's work.
Oh my god. So I can't even.
No.
I can't yes and that. I love you.
Come
And I won't.
on. Is it my turn?
Doing art to me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is being a good boy. And I know you're rushing to get sexual. Take a second.
No, I
Take a
wasn't.
breather.
I'm laughing because this was my experience of our entire relationship. Was this thing?
Take a breather.
You always were like, I just want to. You
Take a
would literally
second
say
to
like,
catch your
I
breath.
just
Don't
want to
think,
be a
just
good
speak.
boy, and
Aw.
that's all I do.
I
Don't
love
think,
that.
just speak. But that was something I experienced a lot from you. You were like, you never wanted to get in
It's
trouble.
important to me to not be in trouble, to be getting a straight A's.
So I will say I am a rule follower.
Totally.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, I would, but I think there's a difference between I'm a rule.
But you do.
No, there's a no, but I think there's
You're a rule
big,
follower, but you're a bad
big
boy.
difference. No. Yeah, don't get it twisted, but no, I'm definitely a rule follower. I love to I'm also like an etiquette where I don't want people on their phones or talking in movie theaters.
Ooh.
I don't want to try to necessarily get away with things.
Yeah.
I'd rather just
And Jenson's opposite.
you're flying with $500,000 in cash and a bunch of drugs.
I
You know?
think-
If Jenson has the opportunity to be a little shit and get away with something, he's taking the opportunity.
Why is everyone nodding?
Jenson's like, if there's a plate of Oreos and there's one left and everyone looks away, he's going to have the whole thing.
Yeah, totally.
Well, now we're getting into a gray area because I didn't know Oreos were a part of this.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
A good boy. I mean, because even think about we hear that often with dogs, right?
Yeah.
And when we're calling a dog a good boy, it's
Yes.
like, I left my hamburger out and you actually didn't try to have any of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do think that I subconsciously
You're the
am
dog that eats the
always
whole hamburger.
pushing to see where, but it's only when it's I don't really agree with the authority around me is whenever I'll push and I'll
Totally.
see
Do you often
no.
agree with the authority around you?
Yes, sometimes I do.
I've never experienced
Or
that from
somebody,
him.
I think it's more like somebody's authority. It's almost like emotional boundaries or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I was like, we don't need those.
So interesting.
And now I'm like, absolutely. But yeah, if there's some also what I'm realizing is most of the time as I've been growing up, the people that have been in charge have been cis white dudes. So I'm like, oh, when there's a woman of color in charge, I'm like,
Totally.
What do you need? You know, so it's just different.
I feel like if a woman of color was like, Jenson, don't eat the Oreos, you would be like, this is the stupidest bitch I've ever met in my life.
No, I would say, and what else can I do for you?
But yeah, I love the idea of being a good boy. Like I love going on a hike, and I will find myself not upset, but like annoyed when people are breaking the rules with like letting their dogs run all over them. Like if it says like leash your dog. Also just so that other responsible dog owners can bring their dogs and not have to stress or have anxiety about it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just don't like when people are assholes.
I guess so.
Because mine is so much more like an internal constant anxiety and awareness and like desire for someone to be like, Nick's over there doing a really good job. He's such a hard worker and a good boy.
Got it.
Like I'm in like my workout class being like, if the instructor sees me having bad form, that will be so humiliating.
Yeah.
If the instructor has to come over and be like, hey, you should have your back a little straighter, I'm going to be like, I was a bad boy.
Got it.
Wow.
But if sometimes in a workout class, the instructor will be like, and Nick already has his equipment set up just the way everyone should. And that is like, I have never felt like a higher high than that feeling. Like for someone in a class to be like, and if everyone looks at the way Nick did it, I'm like, it is awesome for me.
I remember that feeling of like being the example in the class.
That's so funny because whenever that happens to me, like in that setting, like at a gym, I'm like, oh my God, why did you? I don't want anyone to look at me.
I will sell out every one of the people closest to me if a person in authority will smile upon me.
Wow.
I don't. Wow. It's not an amazing quality, and it's something I look forward to changing.
Yeah.
And integrity is not easy for everybody.
Do you know how many people are gonna you know how many like cult leaders are gonna reach out to you after this?
It would be easy peasy. If you ran a cult and you were trying to get me to be of service, easy.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Why? I was in theater classes my whole life. Do you know how many theater teachers are like get off on the idea that like a class full of people are hanging on their every word?
Yes.
Like I was raised to be like obsessed with and desperate to like impress authority figures.
Wow.
Because of theater.
I loved that too. Yeah, I think we're similar in
you
that
like
way.
that? Oh yeah,
I
really never vibed with that.
I was singled out, didn't even do anything except it was just my birthday at Barry's the other day, and was singled out in the class in a room full of strangers to celebrate my birthday. They were, encouraged to celebrate me
so funny.
over loud pulsating music and a distorted microphone.
Everyone's
and everyone's just ready to go home. I was ready to go. But yeah, I was singled out and celebrated for it being my birthday, and I was on my deathbed in this class, and I'm pretty sure in a plank and just like, trying to doing the acknowledge. We're like, they don't want to acknowledge. We're all focused, but then they were sort of told to celebrate. It was a whole thing.
It's like they turned everyone against you in that moment.
Did you not like it, or did you like it?
It
can be a gray area too.
It is a gray area, and I think I'm going to need to work through it at some point because
Totally.
I don't really know.
You'll have to process that.
Yeah.
Something to give you a little insight for how I was in situations like a class or something. I did have a theater teacher once tell me during rehearsal, he stopped me and he said, I just need you to know you're not as good as you think you are. And I needed to hear it though. And the way he was like this, like super, he was like,
how old were you?
Protocol. I was probably 15.
Wow.
Maybe. But he said it in a way that I was like, I know that you see me. And I actually like received it really well. I was like, you're right. Because I think I was.
Did you ever internalize it?
Yes. And you made sure of it.
I did my best.
Because I do think I needed it. Because there is a part of my brain that unchecked, I think I would be an absolute monster for sure. Don't even.
You can't set yourself up like that. You can't set yourself up like that.
But that's a part of the fun of the pod.
Would
Yes,
be.
that's right. He didn't say anything.
And he didn't have to.
Some of us don't have to.
He didn't say
Body
anything.
language is everything, which is why I'm getting into gymnastics.
But yeah, what an impactful thing to be
It was
told.
really
And
necessary.
it sounds like he gave you a gift of like telling you that, and that you were open to hearing it.
I think what he was really trying to say is like you need to listen and like learn.
Right.
Like just be.
There's a
open
lot to
learning.
learn. There's a lot to
And
learn.
I was like, right. Sometimes I have to have people be like really. I wouldn't even say mean, but like really harsh, like truth that comes when I can feel that it comes with love.
mm-hmm.
That is usually how I can receive it.
I love that. Well, I think
If you give him an Oreo when you say something kind
Right.
of harsh, it works pretty okay.
I will say I want to people in my life. I want to be truthful in a way that instead of like sugarcoating something, telling them something that will like if I feel like if we're friends like and we're on a similar quest to like be better versions of ourselves, whether that's like with skill or work or personal whatever, I want to know like the rawest form of what you can tell me so that like I don't have to figure out and decipher what you're saying.
Yes.
Just like say it so that if it hurts a little bit, it's all good, but now I know.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so I
need-
want to communicate in that way.
Same.
I want to hurt my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I just want to like if I have to communicate something, I think every once in a while you'll have something that you need to say and just say it in a way that like feels the shortest amount of like hurt
Yeah.
with the quickest amount of like
For me,
benefit.
it's been
or,
hard
yeah.
because I often don't say it until I have no choice but to.
Right.
And by then, I'm like, I've been
Hysterical.
I've been ravaged by this.
Yeah.
This thing that I would like to change. Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm at my wit's end and like feel like I'm like falling apart and I'm like, you never do this. Instead of like if I had the first time, then like, I'm not loving that you don't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole art to me that was about being direct, and
Mm.
that is really like an art. And also, I'm remembering you talking about your berries class birthday. I remember, I think it was the first year we were dating. On Nick's birthday, I took him to. I was like, he's gonna love this. I took him to like a workout class. Like
Well,
a
no, we had
berries-
been taking a workout class.
What?
We had been taking a workout class together, and you went to our teacher before we started, and you said, if you would do me a favor and go really hard on Nick today
Yeah.
and make the class especially difficult for him because you had gotten us massages for after the class, and you thought, what would make the massage better than Nick having a really horrible experience right before?
Because for me, what I do, I live in extremes.
hell?
we
So I
often
go,
give people the
that
gifts
is
that we wish to
crazy.
receive.
But also, if you like exercise really hard and do all this, sometimes it makes other things feel better, right? So like, I was setting us up for like, well, if you're a pulp, then you get a massage. It's gonna be amazing, rather than just like I get out of bed, I go get a massage real quick.
Jenson's like, obviously, no one can feel that they're worth just getting something nice without having to suffer for it.
In order to get a massage, you must be in deep pain.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, who would just feel that they deserved something nice?
Right.
I have no way to defend myself.
I was upset.
Yeah, rightfully
I was
so.
really upset.
I learned a lot.
It was one of the worst hours of my life.
Oh my God. What
Yeah.
class was this?
It was in Philly. It was
It
with
was a workout. It was
the
like a
most
HIIT class.
amazing trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a hit class.
She was really
the best.
fabulous.
Wow.
But she made me really almost cry that day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. That was on me.
At Jenson's request.
And
Yeah.
then you didn't want to do the massage after you too
I
much pain.
did want to do the massage. I don't know. I was
Didn't-
honestly, with Jenson, you're sort of like, I just kind of have to go limp like a car crash and just let it happen to me.
It just in general.
Tough to say.
What are we describing?
Yeah. Yeah. This
My
is a
enemy of the
really-
week is Jenson
Yeah.
when we were dating. No.
Oren, yeah, that was great. Oren hears all that and goes, "Do you guys want to do Friends and Enemy of the Week right now? It seems like a perfect time,
Perfect
actually."
time.
Also, I'm realizing I do a lot of takes to the audience. You know what I mean? To the camera.
Yeah.
So I
Good.
don't know if that's.
I never do almost.
No, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
You cut to every time I ever have.
a montage. I saw Wolverine dating this podcast again. I saw the first Wolverine and Deadpool, the new one that just came
Oh,
out.
yeah, I
They're
thought you were
doing all
saying
that kind
Wolverine
of like
dating-
kind of homophobic marketing for it.
Deadpool's pan.
But the like joke of they're not like a pan person doing a funny thing. They're like, how ridiculous is it that he's kind of gay?
Whoa.
They're like,
It
isn't
is-
it hysterical that he's sort of fat?
It's ridiculous to be gay. So.
Well,
I'll say
in the
that.
movie,
Leland's like,
in the
back
movie,
to what I was
in the movie,
saying-
they break the fourth wall all the time.
Well, that's the
and they
whole
are
thing.
breaking rules.
And you
and
said,
it's,
I
and
know,
it's crazy.
I know a couple.
I
of
can't
guys
believe
who
they're
do
getting
stuff
away
like
with this.
I'm too good of a
I
lawyer.
can't believe they're getting
If
away
I
with
were
this.
in the movie, I would be like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No.
I would be like, the person in charge is going to get really mad at us.
Mad, yeah,
if we
yeah,
break
yeah.
the fourth wall.
Yep.
Wow.
They broke the rules.
Both of them.
Yeah, all of them. They're
Every
si-
character breaks the rules. Rules. Every character breaks the rules. Bad
But yeah, I
boys.
just kept thinking. I kept saying out loud in the movie theater, "This is crazy!" Every single time. Every
you
single
fun?
time.
Stoned?
That's so
Huh?
fun.
Were you stoned?
Of course.
It's so funny.
Of course.
I'll bleep
Of
that out.
course. Of course.
Talking out loud for a movie.
I'll beat that. All right, so we're gonna do enemy of the week and friend of the week.
Okay.
So and then we'll have Leland. You can either decide to do a friend of the week, an enemy of the week, or something you're just completely neutral on.
Okay.
So my enemy of the week this week is commercials. Every time I see a commercial now, because we had such a long stint with streaming of like not having to watch commercials,
That time is come and gone.
and I think like you pay a premium to not have them, but if you're like on YouTube or like out like where they're playing like cable or something, every time I see a commercial, it makes me feel sad, anxious, like scared, like a little nauseous. Like there's something so nasty about being advertised to right now. Like it's really hitting a nasty place for me.
I would say commercials before porn are my least favorite.
Really? I'm kind of.
I
not-
love
Yeah, I don't. I
those.
think they're so ridiculous.
Really?
Those
well,
are so
there is
funny.
there is an art to them, actually.
That's
Of
true.
course.
There really is an art to the commercials that play before porn, but I'm not wanting to be advertised to in those moments.
It's annoying. And whoever, I think there isn't there something about like somebody who had that idea is like, because it's actually such a good idea because they
Of
weren't doing it
course.
for so long, and
Yeah.
they're like, wait a second,
Yeah.
everyone be watching
Mine's
this
always
except
the
for
most
Oren.
mind-boggling sex video game that they're advertising.
Yeah.
And
Or like
that for me is so
Oh,
hysterical.
that's
or like
fun.
the whatever the substance or pill is that you can take to like have more.
Yes.
Whoa, mine
Yeah.
is always like, you don't have to be alone.
Really? Yeah. Mine is.
You don't
like-
have to off in a basement by yourself. There are horny people around.
Within 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something
Oh,
of you. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mine's a lot of like a video game of like a guy getting by a minotaur or something, and it's like, play this game, you won't last 9 seconds.
All of mine are just Olive Garden.
Totally.
All of them.
Talk about bottomless.
2-minute 30-second edit.
Yeah,
Supercut, and I watched the whole
It's
thing.
like
and by the
unlimited
end,
bread. Yeah, I was gonna
you know
say,
what
yeah,
I mean?
I
I
was
don't
thinking
even
bus.
make it to the porn.
Rats. Rats. I've been hearing a lot on podcasts lately. Pre-recorded commercials that are not by the hosts of the podcast. It's like a company has bought airtime for.
Well, I don't like that.
An ad.
I don't like that.
Not in my America.
I keep hearing them where the speaker has a speech impediment.
Oh,
How-
love
a speaker
that.
who has been hired by a company to give a commercial on an audio medium has a speech impediment. And I'm like, you could have hired anyone. Is it someone's wife? Like, how
love
did
that.
she? If there is one that keeps playing on Big Money Players podcast, it's Will Ferrell's company, where this woman is like, it's your Las Vegas to California connection. And she says California like 15 times in the commercial.
Incredible.
And I'm like, you couldn't have gotten a woman who can say California?
No, I love it. It gives an identity. And now we're like,
But I'm like, where is she from? Not Las Vegas or California.
well, she's from
Because people with speech impediments are all from one place.
like
Yeah,
New
yeah.
England during that time when they all had like
Mid-Atlantic.
mid-Atlantic accent. She's from or it's an AI.
Las Vegas,
of-
California.
Yeah.
But it's not
You can fly
even,
tomorrow.
like, that kind of elevated. It's so like California.
Wow.
Like it's like a kid. It's like a little baby voice kind of.
Is it like California?
Yes,
Like that?
but it's fast enough that you
California.
would almost miss it.
California.
So you don't like representation?
I was gonna say
You
I
don't
love
like-
in a boy. I love like a speech impediment.
Whoa.
Like I love a lisp.
Oh, like a lateral or like a
Lisp.
a th or
Like-
a th?
Like a
A little something.
yeah, just like
Like a
sprinkle of
kimchi?
like a lisp. Yeah,
That's fun. That's cute.
love it. I think
Lateral
it's
lisps
so
are
cute.
crazy.
Yeah.
Those ones.
No,
I had one of those when I was a kid. Like
Wow.
That, yeah. And I would always say, I
Oh.
want to go outside.
I
a video
had,
of
as a
me.
kid, I had the
Oh my
I had
gosh,
the
I-
California one.
Wow.
I had to do.
Oh,
speech
that's
therapy
why you.
for that.
That's why you.
why.
hated it.
Hello.
Like,
We go. We
why
go.
don't-
We
Hello.
diagnosed.
That's
Why
why.
why don't you go ahead and be a good boy and learn to say your R's?
Wow.
My God,
Like I did.
Nick, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
great.
And we're gonna take a break.
I'm bad.
Thank you. And we're back from break. We're back from summer break.
You broke
Summer
for a
break.
second. Come on back.
Breaking is so fun.
Yes.
Letting yourself laugh at yourself when you're not supposed to.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, that's the best.
The art that you mentioned, the art you
Are you
mentioned of
okay?
saying the wrong words. One time before any of my friends and I were out in college, we all went to go. Our friend was moving into an apartment. She was like, "Come with me to see this apartment and meet the girl that I might be renting a room from." We all went to meet her. None of us were out or anything, and we meet this woman who is like lesbian presenting and very like just open, and so we were all like nervous. We all got nervous.
Whoa.
And she goes down the line and to introduce herself to all of us. And my friend Steven says, "Hi, I'm Steven." My friend Aaron goes, "Hi, I'm Aaron." I go, "Hi, I'm Aaron." And I got very, very nervous of this like confident woman.
Yeah.
And because we just had not been around like out confident gay people
And you're
yet.
probably like, she's gonna see me. And she's
Yeah.
gonna know.
Yeah, I was like,
So
she
as far
knows.
as she's
Yeah.
concerned,
She
I'm
knows.
Aaron.
Yeah.
But that story has like lived on. I think it was another like, it did okay, but like you maybe had to be there.
Oh,
But it did okay.
Another
It did
one
okay.
is he climbed Mount Everest, but he's gay.
Yeah. Oh,
He's gay.
He's blind.
Eric
Like,
Weinmeier.
perfection. Like it was. That sounds like it was written.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I
to-
know.
But he's gay. He's gay.
Sorry.
So she repeated the
Yeah.
mistake.
yeah.
He's blind.
Yeah. Really an amazing.
That is a fringe show title right there. He's gay. He's gay. He's blind. That
It's
is a
couple
fringe show that is
where
going.
The third guy is not gay, but he doesn't know because he's blind, and they both have girly voices.
Wow.
Oh, that's my floor routine.
We'll workshop it. We'll work. Yeah, there it is. That's
Floor
yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
Your
All right.
dentist has time to do your
Yeah.
floor routine.
Who's your friend of the week?
My friend of the week is my mom.
Aw.
I love my mom. She's fabulous and wonderful.
Aw.
It's the week of my birthday, and my mom insisted on getting a little birthday list from me like a week ago.
Wow.
And I usually really drag my feet on sending her stuff I want because I just am like,
You were being
I
a
don't
good boy.
know. And I was like, let me be a good boy this year and go ahead and just right away send the list.
Can you say some of the things that are on the list?
Makeup. It's a lot of makeup.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then one like duvet cover I really wanted.
Absolutely.
And I sent it to her, and my things have been coming one at a time,
Aw.
like every other day for the last like week. And what happens is each time I get a little thing, I call my mom and I say, "Guess what came in the mail?" And then we talk about it and like what I'm gonna do with it. And then she updates me on what's going on with her, and we've just been talking a lot, and it's been so cute.
That's a really smart way for a mom to like elicit calls.
Totally.
You know,
And
like,
she-
constant
Absolutely.
communication. That's so smart.
She
Absolutely.
wants that, but I
Yeah.
don't think she
Thought-
planned
yeah,
it this way.
got
and
it.
It's just a happy accident.
My
for
mom would do that. Would do
To
that
get you to call her.
So
for
smart.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the biggest cutting board I've ever seen for my birthday.
That's
It's so
great.
nice.
I have not answered my mom. My mom asked me last week what I wanted for my birthday, and I always feel like nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just say I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But when my mom calls me, it's as she's pulling into a drive-through. This is about 90% of the time. So she calls me. I go, "Hello." She goes, "Hang on a second." I'm not kidding. She calls as she's pulling in. I answer, and she goes, "Hang on," and then it's through. Or she'll call, I can't answer, and she'll text, "Can you talk?" So you're just killing it. Absolutely killing
If
it.
it's
Fabulous.
my favorite thing to do if somebody goes through a drive-through while I'm on the phone with them and it's like through the I know that they use their car speaker.
Yep.
I'll start ordering.
That's so funny.
Especially if they're headed to you. But either way,
yeah.
wow.
Throw in an apple pie for yourself.
Jensen and his mom will do this thing where they'll just be on the phone together. No one is saying anything for like a half hour.
How nice.
They
Yeah.
just know that they're on the phone call together.
Yep.
If I'm on the phone and there's like a 30-second pause, I'm like, Well,
someone's
this
dead.
is going nowhere.
got it.
Bye.
Whoa. You go, what
You
else?
would want
What
to do that
else?
with me all the time when we were dating. You would call
I
me to be on the
love
phone,
just the
and there's
phone
nothing to say,
sitting
and I'm like,
there.
I want
Yeah.
to listen to a podcast.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to be around anyone else vocally.
I just want to hear. I want something to be going on,
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
and I just know that I have in today's media landscape, there's so many options, and I don't
That's
want to hear
Wow.
silence from
Wow.
someone close to me. I want to
just
hear
listen to the same 4 songs over and over and
Jenson
over and
will
over.
play to death.
Really?
Yeah.
What are your hits right now?
I think I'm on Brat.
Finally,
Yeah.
as Brat Summer is like at its apex, you're like, I just heard this kind of crazy new
I know.
album.
But I get it. Sometimes you have to take a second
Yeah.
when everyone else is telling you to listen to it. You're like, when I'm ready.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then now I'm bumping that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that we are at the point now where I have friends being like, my grandma asked me what Brat is yesterday.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Because it's like CNN is being like,
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is Brat. And then
Oh,
everyone
right.
is like, what does that mean?
It's incredible.
Wow. Really, really shook the earth with that, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie XCX really turned.
She killed it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Kamala Harris's Brat sent shockwaves through the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's my
think
art to me.
that Kamala Harris, my hot take is that she isn't, I don't think she is Brat. I
She's
think she's
not.
very, like, there's some fabulous stuff happening.
I can see
She'll be getting my
rage is
vote.
filling in Leland's eyes.
But I'm not so
He goes-
much
he goes-
seeing that. Because I'm thinking like there's plenty of songs on the album that are giving us a little sense explicitly of what it means to, especially as a woman, be Brat.
Totally.
Kamala's not doing the stuff on Mean Girls, not even close.
And so but I feel like the person who originated the idea of Brat has the ability to say who else is Brat without even having to explain it.
But when things become super famous,
very
we
true.
as a creators kind of lose control of what authenticity is and then what it becomes in the cultural lexicon.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
it's like there's this thing called the Tiffany
Don't bring her into this.
the Tiffany
Don't bring her into
There's a thing called the Tiffany Problem, and it's where in media, sometimes something can be true, but it actually can't be a part of the storytelling or like the imaginary world we create because there's something about it that doesn't seem quite right, even though it's true, or it doesn't fit with our imagination's version of the world.
Mhm.
So it's called the Tiffany Problem because in medieval times, Tiffany was a really popular name. A lot of
In
girls were
medieval
named
times?
Tiffany, yes. And we can't show a girl named Tiffany in media about medieval times because everyone will be like, well, no.
You're kidding.
That's not her name. Her
I
name's not
would have
Tiffany.
been a Tiffany.
That to
Totally.
me
Most
was
For
just like
people were.
sure.
that was just like learning history as a
Most
child.
people were.
Most people
that
were
was
Tiffany
the
back
Tiffany
then.
problem.
But like, yeah,
Wow.
They're like, some of this stuff just doesn't sound right to us, so we're gonna leave it out.
Wow.
yeah, there's like in costuming, like if something takes place in the 20s, if it's like there were years of the 20s when people don't really dress the way we think of as the 20s, but in movies they almost always are getting dressed like what we think of as the 20s
I
because
love
otherwise we're going to be
Hat
like,
and Cane.
right.
Right?
Those
They all
TikToks
did.
Where somebody's like, look at this picture of this guy from the 1920s. He has an Apple Watch on. Have you seen this?
It's
Where
a watch
people
that only plays Apple by Charlie XCX.
Hey, good
We
one.
all
He
have
was
to do
Brad.
it at the
I
end.
like that.
I don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
know it.
I'll teach it to
Okay,
you.
thank you.
I tried to like comment on like history, and it didn't go anywhere earlier, and I just have to acknowledge that.
What
What happened?
did you do?
About like a revision?
I wasn't here.
history.
Go ahead.
I wasn't here.
That
Go
was
ahead.
before you got here.
I wasn't here. Yeah, yeah.
No, I would much rather hear your friend of the week, enemy of the week, or something you're
Oh.
neutral on.
Okay. Friend of the week, I would say Kelly Clarkson, because I loved her narrating the opening ceremony.
I didn't realize that
I didn't know
happened.
she
That
was
was her
doing
voice.
that.
That was her voice narrating the opening ceremony. And I love when they cut to the Marie Antoinette part where they were holding the
Oh,
head.
that was
She
so
goes,
cool.
"What?"
We're so lucky
She's
to
such a
have her.
joy.
She is America's
There
friend.
is one of the most powerful things that we've captured on video is her winning American Idol and then having to sing a moment like this and not being able to get through it.
Yes.
Is like so. I still
Yes.
cry.
Yeah,
Wow.
I voted for
Powerful.
her
That's
that year.
amazing.
Yeah.
I wasn't old enough.
Never voted in an election, but I have.
Wait, can you
I
also
have.
do an enemy of the week?
Yeah, my enemy of the week.
Cola Scola.
Imagine. Okay, so my enemy of the week, I would say, is Father Time. Father Time.
Gay
There's
guy?
just
Famous gay guy.
there's
Wow.
just not enough of it. There is
And
not enough.
It starts to just slip through your little fingers.
And then pretty soon 10 years go by.
Yeah.
And you're like, what have I done? Nothing.
Well, you've accomplished quite
You've
a lot.
done a-
That's
you've
kind of
you've
really,
done quite a
really
bit.
crazy for you to say.
Nothing.
Wait a minute. Okay.
But no,
And I go,
just
he's talking about us.
I'd
nothing.
like to stand on there.
Sometimes
No.
you watch your friends waste away.
Wither into old crones.
But yeah, I just feel like my enemy of the week, I have not had time to be social.
Yeah.
And I'm f***ing pissed.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm mad about it, and I'm mad at all my friends who I haven't seen.
You're wishing
You're
you
mad
sort
at
of-
them?
I'm at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I think this is like the trap of being successful is actually you lose almost all your time.
All
Like-
your friends.
Well, you have to get new friends that are as
Well,
successful as you.
successful friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Of
of course.
What am I going to talk about with my unsuccessful friends?
Today I got paid.
Oh, you can't relate? There's only so many times I can say, "Aw."
Right? Yeah, but no,
No.
just not enough enough time.
Not
Yeah.
enough time.
Not enough time.
I'm feeling like I actually have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to time.
Well,
I
have
quite a bit of
so
time on
much
my hands.
We have so much time. We started a podcast.
yeah. No,
know what I mean?
amazing.
Yeah, so that's why. That's when. But it brings people together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at that. You had something booked. You were scheduled.
I was
and
thrilled.
We got to be social.
No, this was
This was kind of social.
the best.
Yeah.
This wasn't so. This was work.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm clocked in on the time
yes,
card,
that's
darling.
That's exact, darling.
Darling, mama.
Darling.
I'm clocked in on the. Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. the
But no,
darling was
this
enough.
was amazing. But yeah, no, I don't really have it. Aside from that, I don't really have an enemy this
I know,
week. I
it's
felt
the
like
only-
went through the week
yeah.
feeling pretty good and isolated. So I didn't really have a lot of enemies.
Wow, that
you
is
know?
crazy because I have nonstop enemies.
But you're also very social. Because I will say I do friend of the week because I don't have so many enemies.
They're not
because
people.
I'm always in my house.
And your enemies are not people.
never, almost never.
Do you know who my enemies were always? Is like before my grandma retired and before my mom retired, their coworkers. Because they would tell me the drama of what was going on. My mom would tell me her I know. Take a second. My mom would tell
They would
me
tell you?
her teacher drama, and I would be like, F- that woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like when she would have teacher
Whoa.
drama, like those were my enemies.
fun.
Like there were certain points where I wanted to fly to Mississippi to get in someone's face.
I love
You know what I
that.
mean? Yeah.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
can tell you're the kind of person that's like, fuck with me, I can deal with it. You fuck with the people I love,
Yes.
you're going to die.
Yes. Yeah.
I
I
love
I,
that.
yeah. Absolutely.
When someone I love is like, I was in conflict, my first instinct is like, well, were you being a good boy? Because maybe if you were, you would not so much have been in conflict.
That's fair.
I do try to I ask some questions too, but that's
I have a hard time being on the side of my loved ones. And
I get that.
And that's my mom does that to me. She goes, "Well, what were you doing?" And so I think you kind of recreate childhood relationships and here we are.
totally.
We're not wrapping up. I want to talk about
No.
this.
No.
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 The last 30 minutes can be for Patreon.
It has been so amazing to have you
It's
here.
been okay.
And
I love you guys.
Do you have anything to promote? We'll bleep it, but
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
Us either.
do you have any compliments you
Nothing.
want to give to us?
Yeah,
Individually,
I think you're so
please.
funny, and I love that we're friends.
Me too.
I
missed
Yeah, it's
you.
special.
I missed you. You guys are so funny
Thank
and the
you.
best
You
and so
too.
talented. I love it.
Okay, that was Art to Me. Thank you guys for watching and listening.
yes. Don't forget to follow all of us when we're at the Americana. Just
Just
watch
trail
us
us.
close.
Give us
'cause
at
we're
least
shoplifting.
2 feet at least.
Totally.
But be
I'm gonna
right there.
Feel the breath.
Yeah.
Oh, to feel a stranger's breath.
Yeah. Wow.
Kisses.
Your
And with
friend
that-
show. There we go.
To feel
There-
a stranger's breath.
There we go.
Bye.
Bye.
Baby, it's art to me. I want you to talk art to me. Then it's gonna be art to me. You're making it art to me. Oh, don't you regret the try to me.